So forget the transfer window, I actually think there's a case to be made that United's best chance of building a title-winning midfield might not be on the transfer market at all, and it may already be within the academy. And so starting in this video and continuing in follow-up videos, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how a diamond midfield of Jim Thwaites, Kone Mainoo, Sekou Kone and Lacey, with the right tactical setup, has the potential to be not only United's starting central midfield by 2028, but potentially also a Premier League winning midfield by 2030. And so starting off in this video, I'm going to be analysing how this midfield diamond could be highly effective at breaking down deep and compact defensive shapes. I'm then going to come on to why I think Thwaites, Kone, Mainoo and Lacey fit together perfectly stylistically, utilising Football Manager player roles in the process. Before towards the end of the video I discuss why the on-paper formation is pretty irrelevant, using Inzaghi's player rotations at Inter Milan as an example. But before I get into that, if you want to check out any cheap, good quality football jerseys, go over to okjersey.com. They've got the new Manchester United releases for the upcoming season, with OK Jersey also allowing you to pick up high quality football shirts from just £15, plus free shipping across Europe for all orders over £45. They sent me over these new release alternative Manchester United jerseys from this season, as well as a long sleeved retro home shirt from the 92-93 season with Cantona 7 on the back, alongside this Nuno Gomes Benfica shirt from the 97-98 season as well. If you use code ATLANTIS at checkout you'll get a discount, so I'll leave it linked in the description and in the comments section below. So let's start with United in settled possession in the middle third. We're talking against a 4-1-4-1, a 4-4-2, or even a 5-3-2 or a 5-4-1. Different defensive shape, but all of them are compact, both horizontally and vertically, designed to clog the middle of the pitch and stifle ball progression through the centre. But this is where this diamond setup could thrive. See, at the base of the diamond, I think Jim Thwaites would be perfect to play that creative regista role that we saw players like Pirlo, Scholes and Xabi Alonso all transition into towards the end of their careers. Now in this deeper creative role, in possession, Thwaites' responsibility would be to add tempo and unpredictability in the build-up phase, with the main objective of playing out of pressure into the middle third. And just from the eye test, you can see that Thwaites is perfect for this role, being highly capable when receiving the ball with his back to goal, under immediate pressure, being able to stop, start, scan, and then either thread central passes through the defensive block, or alternatively being able to take advantage of the opposition's horizontal compactness by exploiting the space on the far side of the pitch, being able to play those long direct horizontal switches of play, or even being able to use more vertical passes to release players in behind the back line. But what makes Jim Thwaites' ball progression so good isn't just his passing, it's his press resistance, particularly his ability to drop a shoulder and spin and turn out of the pressure before driving forward, making him very stylistically similar to someone like Frankie de Jong. But alongside a creative regista like Jim Thwaites, we could also see Kone and Mainoo playing the roles of carrileros in the wide positions in the midfield, as just like Pirlo had his water carriers, Pogba, Vidal and Marquisio at Juventus, Thwaites would have Kone and Mainoo either side, together being able to protect Thwaites defensively, covering the dirty word but with a twist, as they're not just simply runners or ball winners, both being highly technical, and particularly Sekou Kone could also be considered a deeper line playmaker in possession as well. See, like Thwaites, both Kone and Mainoo have the press resistance to receive the ball under pressure, drop a shoulder and then accelerate into the space. Mainoo's excellent in congested areas with his close ball control and quick and sharp short passing combinations. While Sekou Kone on the other side not only provides more power in his ball carrying, but also a greater progressive passing ability than Mainoo, in my opinion being just as good as Jim Thwaites when it comes to threading those disguised incisive passes, splitting the opposition's midfield to find players between the lines. And to complete the diamond, either in the build-up phase or in the middle third during settled possession, Lacey could essentially play the role of what I call a drifting playmaker. Now I am going to be doing a whole series covering these concept Football Manager player roles that I've come up with, which are essentially just hybrids of existing roles, or just roles that I think more accurately describe the player's responsibilities in and out of possession. And the drifting playmaker one will probably be one of the first episodes, not only analysing Shea Lacey but also Max Dowman and Kendry Paez in this particular role as well. So if you are interested in that series, give this video a like and you should be more likely to get recommended those videos when they do come out. Now Shea Lacey could start from a central position at the top of the diamond behind more of a front two with two split strikers, shaping up like a traditional 4-4-2 diamond, shifting to a horizontally compact 4-4-2 or 4-3-3 out of possession. However, this is why I say that formation, in terms of the actual just starting 11, is pretty irrelevant, because describing one system from another comes down to the individual player roles and responsibilities during different phases of play. And so Shea Lacey could start high and wide in the build-up phase, looking to stretch the pitch horizontally and vertically, either looking to receive the ball out wide from a long switch of play, or doing what the name says in the role, and that is drifting in field into central areas behind the opposition's high midfield press, wherefrom, if he times his movement correctly, does it with the right pace, and also comes from the right angle, then rather than having to receive the ball with his back to goal under immediate pressure, instead by drifting in field from a wide position, he's now able to receive the ball at more of a 60 to 90 degree angle towards goal, which overall just makes it far more optimal for Lacey to then drive forward into that space, leading United's artificial counter-attack from the build-up phase into the middle third, setting up a quick transitional attack that we've seen United be so effective from. But what I really like about using all four of these players centrally in a midfield diamond, all in close proximity to each other, is that because all four of them are highly astute when it comes to receiving possession, getting it under control, and manoeuvring the ball quickly, even in tight spaces under immediate pressure, this will therefore open up the opportunities for United to progress the ball through the centre of the pitch via short, sharp passing sequences. Whilst I have said in previous videos that Mainoo does have to significantly increase the volume of both his progressive carries and his progressive passes, from the eye test you can definitely see that he has the ability to break lines with passes through the centre, or to receive the ball, drop a shoulder, wrong foot the pressing player, and then carry the ball efficiently into that space. And I do expect this to significantly improve in his game over the next couple of years. But Mainoo also specialises when it comes to his close control dribbling in more congested areas further up the pitch, particularly on the left side. And this is where I think a midfield diamond could work really well, as with both Thwaites and Sekou Kone being players who you want sitting behind the ball, playing creative roles such as registas, deep line playmakers, or even quarterbacks considering Thwaites' long passing ability, this works perfectly with both Mainoo and Lacey, who then have the defensive security in the midfield behind them to either push up between the lines during settled possession, looking to receive the ball in that more advanced area, or to actually start deeper, look to circulate the ball, and when the opportunity arises they can then make that vertical run in behind the opposition's midfield line to then receive the ball in space, or taking advantage of that space directly, either with a dribble or carry into it. In the middle third during settled possession, we could also see whoever the Manchester United coach is at the time look to maximise Thwaites and Kone's creative passing ability from deeper areas by rotating them into the back line, which would work incredibly effectively if you did have either centre-backs, full-backs or wide centre-backs who had the ability to make vertical runs into central areas either in front of or in behind the midfield line in order to then receive the ball and link play in these congested zones, or alternatively from a wider position they could push forward initially into the half space before then providing an over or an underlapping run, looking to break in behind the opposition's back line with both Thwaites and Kone, and maybe also Mainoo if it's on his side, holding deeper positions in the rest defence to provide security in case of a turnover. And so by allowing both Thwaites and Kone to rotate into deeper positions in the back line, just as we saw Inzaghi do it into Milan, having Barella, Calhanoglu and Mkhitaryan all drop into positions that would resemble a back three, United now have the midfield set up to disrupt an opposition's man-to-man press, with the central midfielders trying to drag their central midfielders high, whilst the United players in the deepest possession line initially, maybe the fullbacks, centre-backs or wide centre-backs, looking to take advantage of that space being created by stretching the opposition's defensive and midfield lines by running off the opposition's frontline pressers who are very unlikely to track their movement deep, whilst you've then got two of your most creative, incisive and long passers in Kone and Thwaites in deeper areas where they're able to get on the ball more often, simply because the opposition aren't willing to have a midfielder push out of the midfield line in order to man-to-man press them. And so Kone and Thwaites can get on the ball more often in these kind of wider quarterback positions, but they can then look to dictate the tempo from deep and also be United's main source of ball progression from these deeper areas in front of the opposition's defensive shape. And when in the final third you can have Jim Thwaites and Sekou Kone sitting behind the ball, Jim Thwaites is there for his passing range, being able to get the ball and switch the point of the attack, enabling United to take advantage of space on the far side, while Sekou Kone can also do this, combined with what I think could be elite level defensive recovery ability as well, having the speed over short and longer distances to enable him to be a perfect recovery player in the rest defence, being able to efficiently shift over into the wider areas when the fullbacks are caught high after a turnover in the opposition's half, and being able to defend those 1v1s in big amount of spaces, with his physicality, athleticism and tackling technique making him absolutely perfect for that Carrilero role, alongside the use of advanced overlapping fullbacks in the system. Now, I will be doing follow-up videos analysing Shea Lacey individually, as well as analysing this diamond shape a bit further in the future, looking at how the likes of Thwaites, Sekou Kone, as well as potential new midfield signings such as Anderson, Walton or Edison, could all fit within a Manchester United midfield that could enable United to build a squad that is capable of winning the title and going far in the Champions League by 2028. So drop some questions and topics that you want me to analyse in future videos, and if you do want to pick up any cheap, good quality football jerseys, go over to okjersey.com, you can use code Atlantis at checkout for a discount, and you can also sign up for my Patreon and get a 7-day free trial, so I'll leave that linked on the end screen with the OK Jersey link in the description and in the comments section below.